All right, resume recording. All right. Let's talk about Abella tonight. First of all, let's talk about, for many of you who've been on the webinars we've done, let's talk just for a second about the PPP because we've talked about it for 8 weeks, but looks like they finally passed. So for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure you do, but we've extended it out now. You've got 24 weeks now to spend that money. And go and look. There's brand new guidelines based on the SBA, what the SBA has been talking about, and you're now going to have 60% that has to go to payroll, and 40% that can go to the others. As well as that, there's specific guidelines on how to rehire, and if they choose not to, on what to do there. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. And the other thing that was interesting is the repayment, which I had predicted. There's no way it's going to be 24 months. And I'm still not sure it's going to be 5 years, depending upon the people who are doing it. But there's been 4.5, 5 million loans done. And it was going to be, you had to pay it back within 24 months. Now that's been extended to 5 years at 1% interest. So if it's not forgiven, you've got that opportunity to pay it back over a longer period of time. And that may change too. So that's what we're looking at. But tonight we're going to talk about Abella. It's an accounts receivable solution. And let's get into it and let's talk about it. When was the last time you upgraded your patient AR billing process? Well, the answer would be never, because everyone's doing the same thing that they were doing 40 years ago when I started in dentistry. Payment statements are suboptimal. They're expensive. They're relatively ineffective. They're not preferred by patients. Phone calls can be intrusive and ineffective also, and they're easily ignored. People just go, hey, thanks, but I know I owe you, and they hang up the phone. We did a survey, our survey was done by Becker's group, and 88% of patients wanted an easier, faster way to pay. Let me make sure I get the right. So introducing Abella, collect more money faster without sending statements and making phone calls. Managing patient AR is a breeze with Abella's integration. We can do multi-location management, which we're going to talk to Luis here in just a little bit. Submit patients to Abella by the click of a button. You can choose to skip or to exclude patients from invoicing. So if your brother-in-law came in, you don't want to send him a bill, you can check that you don't want to send a bill, not just this time, or you can say you never want to send him a bill, or you can say you want to send him 2 bills. No, you don't really want to do that. You can't do that. But choose to skip or exclude patients from invoicing. Preview your patient AR batch before submitting, so you get to approve everything that's there, and then it's automatic invoicing. Patients receive a link to view, pay their balance through text message and email. It's frequent, friendly, consistent, every 5 days until the patient pays, up to 90 days. And I love, it's branded. This is for Mansfield Dental Center. Hi, Amanda, you have a balance due with our office, Mansfield Dental Center. For questions, call our office. Because what we know to be true is that most offices have one person that does AR and does insurance. They spend 83% of their time on hold with insurance companies and dealing with those knuckleheads, and they spend 17% collecting your money. But yet most people, when they get a phone call from the dental office, they don't even want to answer it if they know they owe you. And they always run their report. It starts with the largest balance at the top and the smallest balance at the bottom. During this 17% of their time, they start at the top and then they quit because an insurance company calls or somebody interrupts them, and they never get to the bottom part of the list. And they always say, well, we're going to pick that up afterwards. We'll get that next time they come in. Problem is that doesn't happen. So to view the invoice, pay off your balance, or choose from a menu of options, click the link below. So they're able to click it. Abella makes it effortless for patients to pay. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that talk about, oh yeah, we text message about billing, we do all that, but they don't have a payment portal. And, so just to have somebody know that they owe a bill, that's one thing, but they can click to view their invoice. So that's what they're doing right here, clicking, and they can select pay in full, or they can actually select monthly payments. Those monthly payments are usually going to be between $80 and $100 a month. And the reason we do it that way, so that means if they owe you $1,000, it might be 8 or 9 months worth of financing they could do. You're not going to let them pay $5 a month. And there's no interest involved because this work was already done. So what you want to do is you want to make it convenient for them to pay you. So they can make that option. If it's $3,500, they may be able to go out for 35 months or 36 months. Fine with me because they're not answering the phone for the last 4 years. We collected $3,500 from a patient from 2015 using this software. And all they didn't have to talk to anybody. They don't want to hear anybody bitching about their bill. They want to pay it. They just want their terms. So they pick the payment date, their payment info, and they enroll in auto pay. And that's awesome. Abella also notifies patients of failed patients, or what we call pre-collections, which is extremely important. Our records show that your open balance due to our office is more than 60 days due, past due. Please pay your invoice or set up a monthly payment plan by clicking the button below. Failure to pay or set up a payment plan in the following 15 days could result in your account being transferred to a collection agency. For questions, please call our office. We have robust analytics, 360 view of your AR, payment posting, collection numbers and dollars, deposits, average days to collect, and a lot more. This is a case study from Course in Dentistry. Recovered 70,000 of problematic AR in the first 60 days. We actually, my office had quite a bit. We collected 77,000 in 28 days, but they had 300 accounts in 90 plus days in AR. And to qualify, the stuff we had, some of it was 3-4 years old. We just never turned it over to collection agencies because they truthfully don't collect anything. So if people don't have money, they don't pay. And they had 300 accounts. The same collection results would have taken a team member months, mostly driven by unanswered and unwanted calls to the patient. The return on investment for our group was very high, and our patients now have an easy way to pay. With Abella, we collected from people with accounts 2 to 3 years old that ignored traditional methods. That is just what we see on a day-to-day basis. It's amazing. This is a large DSO group, but the thing to look not these things, but the thing to look at is 53% collected of 90 plus AR. There's nothing out there in the marketplace, zero, that will do this for you. We're going to talk to Louis Guzman here in just a minute, but they saw a 30% increase in AR collected, 60% decrease in the cost to collect, and a 72% decrease in days sales outstanding. So our pricing structure, which we've had since we launched the product 18 to 24 months ago, I can't remember exact the date. It was $1,000 setup fee and $299 a month per location. The $1,000 a month, we totally waived that. So there is no $1,000 upfront. And we've waived the $299 until July 1st, which is coming up, but you can still go through the training and collect money. We collected in the last 8 weeks, $1.9 million for offices that just signed up during the pandemic that had no employees. So, it works. So anyway, let's go to, let's talk about Abella and let's answer any questions that we have. And I am going to stop sharing and we're going to bring on, hey, there he is.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being on with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
So what I wanted to ask you, first of all, let me ask this of Stephen. Do we have any questions that popped up during the talk?
Nothing yet, but go ahead while these gentlemen are having a lively discussion. Go ahead and put those questions down there in that Q&A tab, and we'll get them answered. I see some familiar faces over there. I'd love to hear from you. I know some of you have signed up for Abella already. How's it going so far? We'd love to hear it. And Luis asked a great question. Where do you sit in the office? Are you an office manager? Are you doing hygiene? Are you a dentist, multi-practice owner? We'd love to hear from you. So put that in the chat for us. I'll let you guys go ahead and gab a little bit.
Absolutely. Hey, Luis, I just got some questions. First of all, you guys were, and for those of you who don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, because I think that's going to be a super big help for everybody.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I started off as an office manager. I've been with the company for 8 years and worked my way up in the operations role from everything you can imagine. I was a regional manager, an orthodontic manager, an ortho director, director of practice integration, and now director of operations. And I oversee about 13 locations within the company. And I deal with a variety of owners. As you know, we're a DPO model, so we're not a traditional DSO in that regard. So sorry, I live in College Station, since probably why you hear the train tracks behind me.
Don't worry.
There you go.
Okay.
And
I
so
heard the other night you guys had thunderstorms and there was some kind of weird sounds coming out. I mean, everybody was thinking it was like the second coming or something. It was reported on the news. I was like, okay, well, we're still here in Granbury in case something happens. So anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, so that's what I do currently. And I, Abella reached out to me, and at the time, it was just by a fluke accident. I was like, okay, I'll sit through a demo. And when I sat through that demo, I was blown away. Just kind of what you just shown right here. And I wholeheartedly believe in it. And I brought it on as a test within our company. And now it's taken off to where now a majority or a good chunk of our locations within MB2 are using Abella. Right. Those stats are phenomenal. Everything you said, I was shaking my head like, yes, it's traditional. I was an office manager. I did the statements every month, and that's if I did them, because we got busy with other things going on in the offices, and your managers have a lot going on. So to allow Abella to just, with an easy click of the button, and be able to send those invoices, it makes things so much easier. You save on the cost. You save on just the time and energy you're putting into that, and you can use all that time into patient experience, or use that money into more marketing that you wouldn't necessarily have to spend money on all those envelopes and paper and the postage. And so it was a no-brainer for us. And so obviously, as you know, with the great success that we've had, we're taking it off more and more in a lot of our locations.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I know you guys have used it and done great with it. When you first, I know that you've already been down this road, but really, have you seen things change in any other way? I mean, as far as I know that when I say that statement early on, it's like there's been no changes in AR. At least in my 40 years, I've never seen anything that's anything like Abella. That
right.
It's where we live, which is on our phones.
Yep.
And it's kind of preferred. When you first started, did you get a few patients that called up maybe just a little irritated because they'd never gotten a call before?
Yes.
Did you ever notice that?
Yes. Yes.
That was something because,
I never knew about my balance before.
That's right. And so some people say, well, I don't want to have people upset with me. No, they really are upset with you because they owed you money and they didn't know it. And most people want to make their payments, but they just didn't know because the person, whoever it was that was working that AR, never got to those balances of 70, 80, 100, whatever, because they were so busy with insurance and the other things. And then all of a sudden they get this bill and they go, hey, you guys, I don't know you guys anymore. What the hell is this? What are you talking about? And all of a sudden, but you have to deal with that. Oh my gosh, we understand totally. It's part of the way you talk to the patient. We understand totally. We've had other people call with the same thing. We've started a new deal because most of the time we don't call for these balances, but most patients want to know.
Correct.
Did you guys pull that off?
Oh yes, and I think that's the beauty of Abella. It's a win-win, right? Yeah. A lot of people that if we use Dentrix, so I'm talking in regards to our private practice manager software. So we can look on there and we can see when the statements have printed and whatnot. Now, did they actually mail them off? We don't know. They were printed. As an operations manager, I can log in and check that, but did they actually complete the full task and print them off and mail them? The other thing is, take myself, for example. I see a bill, I get in the mail, I might open the envelope, I might check it, and then I'm going to throw it away. Or I put it aside and I think about it and then it gets piled up somewhere else. Okay, so that's one thing. Yep. What you just said there, though, is exactly what we want. I want the patients to call my office. I want them to call me. And as long as you have great verbiage skills and you train your teams around how to handle those phone calls and you have your ducks in a row of what those balances are for, those phone calls will go real easy. I'm not saying that every phone call was easy, don't get me wrong, but that's where the great thing with working with Abella is you can customize what invoices you want to send. So if you know that you have to send invoices for many years, well, maybe we just don't worry about that. And maybe that's what needs to be written off, and we're going to focus on these patients and kind of work from there. At first, it's a lot because when you integrate a system, it's a lot of patients that are going into the database. But Abella was great. You know, Kimberly at Abella really walked our teams through on how to manage each list. Some offices had a lot, some didn't have many. And so we walked through on how many people we should send a day. Because I'm telling you, as soon as you hit that invoice button, our phones were ringing. And it was nonstop.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is we had a lot of offices, and you can appreciate this, but we had a lot of offices call us and say, can you turn this off? And we turned it on the first time at 10 in the morning. And by 1 o'clock, they're going like, oh, crap, just turn it off. Well, we can't. The statements are already out. The phone calls are going to keep coming. So I always tell people when the doc's gone, move a few people up front and be ready to answer the phone with good verbal skills, and you can handle it. But what we've also noticed, and I want to know if you guys have noticed this, but the more people have seen it after 1 month, 2 months, 3, now it becomes just the standard way of doing billing, and you're not getting those phone calls anymore. So did you guys notice that also?
Yes, for sure. It has become part of their process. They're like, oh, you know, I have some patients like, I'll wait for the text message and I'll pay my bill if I have any. You know, they'll just say it now. And it's great. It's about retraining them on how it works. And yes, there's going to be some conversations regarding that. But again, it goes back to having a conversation about how that's going to look going forward. You know, if there's a balance remaining, you're going to get a text message and you can just pay it off your phone right then and there. If you want to still call us, we can take your payment over the phone as well. You know, like you said, around getting your staff in the front, you know, lessons learned. Here's a tip for office managers or doctors, you know, that are listening on this phone call. I would recommend what I call the power hour lunch. So what I do is I take all my staff and I tell my managers, pick a day. Now it's easy to manage because we're down to very few people, right, within a week. And I say, pick a day, pick maybe 2 or 3 days, I don't care, and schedule your lunches in advance. But 1 hour, I want all your staff there during that hour. That's no patients involved, nothing, no patient facing, you know, that's your lunch hour. You hit invoice on those invoices. Everyone's ready for the phone calls to come in, and we start working those phone calls.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's the cool part. And one of the things we noticed in our office, which was kind of blew my mind, but we had one balance that was like 3 years old, 3.5 years old. They owed us $3,500. We've been trying to call them, and I think and truthfully, most dental offices do this. I mean, yeah, you can turn them over to Transword or something, but most people don't even do that because they know they're not going to get any money, so they just almost give up. And we haven't given up. That's why we had such a high AR that was over 90, because we tried and tried, and finally we just kind of let it drift away. When we sent out the statements, all of a sudden we had one patient that owed us $3,500 from 3.5 years ago that picked monthly payments of $100. And so for 35 months with no interest, they were able to do that. And it was like, you know, and they knew they owed us. They knew it, but they weren't going to answer the phone from us. But this is in their own environment. They don't have to listen to somebody bitch to them about, you know, why didn't you pay your bill? And that's a bunch of shit. No, they get to do it because they really do want to pay. Most Americans, you know, they want to pay their bills. You know, but most times the small amount, they don't even know they had a bill. So do you guys get some that are monthly payment also with the no interest monthly?
I love the monthly payment options and the features, and that's all customizable with you guys. And we have our parameters set within our company. And that's probably the best thing, you know, just like you said, and a lot of owners and I guess I would say old mentality is like, well, I did the work, they should pay me my full balance. Well, I understand that, Doc. I get that. And I want you to have your full balance, but some people just don't have the means. And so I'd rather us collect something that they're comfortable with, that they're going to pay, and we can get that money in eventually, or you're just not making money at all.
That's exactly right. That's what's crazy. You're not going to get it. And I used to tell my team, I would go in there, the gal who did my collections, I'd go like, please just get them to pay $5 to get them off the list.
I used to hear that all the time.
Just get them off the list. Tell them to pay $5 and it won't come out on the report. But what we found with this was, I mean, it's the way people want to be communicated to. They really enjoy it much better than the way that we've done it in the past. And your team, we did a survey, which I thought was kind of cool. We had 3 options. Do you love, and we talked to a whole group. There was a couple hundred people in the room. I said, you have 3 options. One is you get up in the morning and you love doing collections, that you just want to do them. You want to call people about money. That's what you want to do. Your second option was you want to hike in the desert for 5 miles with no water, or you want to eat Brussels sprouts 7 days a week for the next month. And we had 91% of the people choose anything but calling patients about money. And so now there are some people out there. I had like 5 people in the room go, I love it. I just want to get the money from them. But the truth is, it's not a comfortable conversation. It's no fun, but this automates it. And then, you know what you guys found, how many offices does MB2 have now? You guys are over 200, aren't you? Or?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're 200 plus, I want to say. So, and we're still growing.
I know. Well, this is something that I appreciate you being on with us. I mean, it's been a great conversation, because you and I we've talked at the meetings, but you and I haven't got a chance to really visit about this. But that gives me a lot of insight into what you guys are doing. And I think it's the wave of the future. It's the way that we're going to do collections. And we're different than just a text messaging company, because we have that payment portal. And another thing that I think is kind of cool is when people come by and pay you or call you and pay you on the phone, Abella recognizes that and quits sending statements. So, I mean, it's just bi-directional.
Yeah.
I love it. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being an amazing supporter of Abella. And I just love the fact that we're getting a chance to work with you guys and that it's working well. And if there's anything we can do in the future, all you got to do is holler at us.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You guys have been wonderful to work with, and, nothing but great things to say about this company. So
appreciate it. Thanks so much, Luisa. And Stephen, did we get any questions, or are we just so good tonight that we can just move on?
Hey, we're so good that we get to move on tonight, but I did want to dig up that email that we got about mid-April that says, guys, Abella works. Our office was able to collect $33,000 since March 6th. I thought it was $22,000, but I was wrong. Initially, they had $22,000 come in initiated phone calls that paid to the office, and then $11,000 paid via email or text. So that's right on the money, just like how we say. 33% of these transactions are going to happen the first time you reach out to somebody. So if we leave you with something, what if 33% of your AR could be in your pocket by Friday? What do you think about that?
53% of over 90 we're collecting, which I don't know, but that's never been an opportunity for people. So it's great. So thank you everybody for being on. And if you have questions, obviously we're going to have a site that you can go to. You can either sign up. Cool thing about Abella is we've waived everything. So you can collect money between now and July 1st, and it's not going to cost you anything. So go for it. So appreciate it. Thank you a lot.